Hey, it's Eric, and we're still going to market, right? So where are we now? Where did we start? We talked about the dragon, the mountain, the river of revenue. We talked about your brand being the riverhead. We talked about the river of revenue that flows from that. The first bend in the river was your audience. The second bend in the river was your position. We got that all figured out. Now we're at that third bend in the river and we're at that stretch in the river where it's picking up acceleration, which is your go-to market, right? And we've talked about your research, we've talked about your messages, and so now you're getting ready to go out there, you're getting ready to connect with everybody. So what do we do next? Well, this is in a portion what I like to call super conscious go-to-market. Now, super conscious go-to-market, super conscious, it basically just means you're everywhere, right? Ultimately, that's what you want. You're going to be building your business around your personality, your expertise, and ultimately you want to kind of just be everywhere for everybody who could possibly be interested in you. And we'll get more into that later on, but understand that that's where we're really going for, or what we're really going for is we're going for you being everywhere, being the dominant player, being the expert, being the go-to that everybody knows about in your industry for your field, and having your own unique position in that industry and field. So where are we now? We've got our messages, right? So we're at our messages. We say, okay, Eric, now I've got the messages. Where do I go from here? Well, now you're going to start putting the messages out there, right? So there's all these different platforms. So you have got my handy dandy list as always of notes. So we've got your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your email, your Google, your YouTube, your direct mail, your podcasts, your speaking, your articles, your blogs, your books, your online ads, your webinars, your TV ads, your radio ads, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You've got, knocking on doors and all sorts of other things, networking groups, all sorts of tons and tons of different places and things that you can do to go out there and get in front of people, get your message in front of people. You say, okay, great, but there's all these different things. Where do I start? Out of all these platforms, what should I be looking at? So there's three different breakdowns here, really, especially when you're starting to do your outreach. You want to be testing your messages, right? You don't want to be running all over God's creation. You want to be, killing yourself trying to figure out if your messages work. So what should you be doing? And there's really three places you can go. You can go first, you can look at the paid route, which is if you're going to go buy ad space on Facebook or LinkedIn or other partnered networks, Google's networks or Google Ads, etc., like that. And that's great. That's a good way to go out there and do it, but not the way I recommend, especially starting out, because you want to have a budget first off, right? Because you don't want to say, I have $100 and I'm going to blow it, and because you probably won't spend enough money to really get any decent metrics if you don't have at least a little bit of money. Actually, maybe a couple $100 you'd be good, right? But if you're like, I got $30. Don't bother. You're not going to get enough data or anything else like that. You're not going to get enough feedback for you to say that it's viable when you're doing when you'd be doing paid that way. So really, the two ways you want to look at, the two other ways to go out there to go to market testing your message, testing and your offer, which we will also talk about later on in another video. So the other ways that you want to go out there, the ways that are more viable, the faster ways and certainly less expensive ways, are first off partner, which is if you find folks that you can JV with or affiliate with. So JV stands for joint venture. So if you find somebody in your industry or like kind of with the same market or in your industry that is complementary but not competitive with you, and you can put together a webinar, or you can put together a speaking event, or they can do something with you, the two of you do something together to promote as a joint venture out there, then you can test your messaging with that and see if that resonates and if that pulls people, and then now great, your messaging works. The other piece of that, or the other piece of the partner thing, is the affiliate. So an affiliate would be somebody who has an audience or can bring an audience to you. So they might be, again, somebody who has an audience that's already looking for the kind of solution that you offer. They may be quote unquote a competitor, right? But even every competitor, every would-be competitor in your industry, even if they're closing, let's say 50%, which would be magical, but 50% of all leads that are coming in, right? There's another 50% that they're not, but these people might be on their mailing lists, or watching their videos online, or listening to their podcasts or something. So this presents a way for them to direct those leads to you as an affiliate, and then you get the lead, you close the deal, however you close the deal, and then you would pay a commission, etc., to these people. So these are partnership ways, but it's not money out of your pocket up front. That's the key thing. It's a way for you to test your messaging, test your pull, and not have to come out of pocket to do it, trying to buy enough clicks or whatever so that you can start to have numbers that you can work with and really have a big enough sample size for you to say, oh, okay, now I see what's working, what's not working. The other side of this is the organic way. So organic is your list. So if you already have a mailing list, like of leads or clients or contacts or friends or whatever, and it might be a few dozen, it might be a few hundred, it might be a few thousand. If you got a few thousand, you're doing pretty good. A few thousand or more, you're doing pretty good already. But if you've got that, then you can just start emailing these folks, or if you're connected to these people on Facebook or LinkedIn, you can test this out. Like on LinkedIn, you can test this out with, you can message anybody that you're first level connected to. So you could try the messages there. Same thing on Facebook. If you're connected to somebody on Facebook, you could try the messages there. You can do a post, say, what do you think? So it's free, but it allows you to test your messaging, get that feedback, and see what's clicking, what's not clicking, and know whether or not you should be putting some more effort into it, changing, adjusting your message, etc. It gives you that ability to go back and forth. So free places where you can post are, again, like LinkedIn. You could post articles, you can send direct messages, or little posts or little videos or anything else like that on LinkedIn. Same thing with Facebook. YouTube, you can post videos, and then if you have people that you're connected to, you can, leads or whoever, you can direct them to the YouTube video. Again, post your comments or something so that you can get feedback. You can be a guest on a podcast, and again, you're using your message out there. So again, these are just some of the starter ways that you can get out there, test your message for free on these platforms that potentially have a lot of reach. So there you go. So you've got your different paths, right? My suggestion to you is that you start with the organic and partner ways of going about it, because then that way you're not spending any money and you're getting to a large enough sample size. If you don't have a list at all, then you really want to start with the partner thing. You want to connect up with some people, even if they have a very small list, right? If you have nobody and you connect up with somebody who has a list of 200 people, even if you can only get 10, 20 people off of their list to read your article, watch your webinar, whatever it is, at least you're starting to build a list, and you can start to build that momentum. So that outreach, etc., those are the ways that you go to start building your list. So some of the general ideas. Obviously, there's a lot more to it and a lot more detail we can go into, but in a general way to start, that's how we start. So what's next? So next, in the next video, so we're here, right? We've done research, we're in the messages, we're putting them out there on the platforms now, right? So we're at those platforms, we're putting out the messages, we're testing and everything. So what's next? Well, next, the next step is going to be going from the lead generation portion of this funnel into, we're going to start moving people over into the sales thing. So there's a tweak, right? When we're doing just leads and just that information or something, we have to start kind of getting people's brains prepped around, maybe at some point there's going to be a pitch for some kind of sale or something. So in our next video, we're going to be talking about, okay, how do we make that transition? What are the processes that we use so that we can start setting them up and getting them ready for that sale? So when, in terms of a river, this is when we get to when the river is, really hitting fast, going downhill, getting ready to hit the sea level or whatever, getting that acceleration, getting those rapids going, and getting all that movement going. So how do we take them from the lead part, get them ready for the sale part, and then ultimately, what do we do in the sale and beyond? So that's our next video will be, how do we move from the lead port, start tweaking them from lead to sale. Anyway, hope that was useful for you. As I've been telling you previously, we've been getting a lot of people saying, hey, Eric, they've been giving me emails and feedback in various places, and I want to make sure that I'm connecting more directly with you guys. So, as I have been threatening, I have a Facebook group. We have set it up. It is facebook.com, and I'll put the little word, I'll put the words here so that or the URL here so that you can go get it. But facebook.com/groups/revenue kung fu, all one word. No dashes, no spaces, or anything else like that. And to motivate you, right? You say, Eric, maybe I want to join, maybe I don't. So here's my ethical bribe for you guys. For everybody, or sorry, for the first 50 folks who sign up and then get approved, those first 50 people are going to get a 15-minute, 3-question business transformation session with me. You say, Eric, what the hell is a 15-minute, 3-question business transformation session? So recently I've been doing a lot of initial calls with people, and I've been looking for these questions that, what is the question that they haven't been asking themselves, or a couple of questions they haven't been asking themselves that, when asked, totally transform the way that they think about their business, they think about themselves, and they think about their relationship to their business. And been having people make massive transformations simply because of 3 little questions. Now, is it the same 3 questions? No. I customize the questions for you. So when you go to the group, here's how it works. You go to the Facebook group, you sign up, you'll answer a couple of questions. One of them is your email. We're going to send you a link then so that you can go answer some initial basic questions. We're going to get that information, and then I'm going to read that over, and then from that, I'm going to figure out the 3 questions to ask you to help you transform your business in 15 minutes with 3 questions. Sound cool? If it does, then I will see you on the Facebook group. All right? Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I think we've covered everything. Yes, we have covered everything. I will see you in the next video.